Good afternoon. This is All India Radio, and I'm Tanvi Taneja with the Midday News. The headlines. Corporate tax rates slashed to 22% for domestic companies and 15% for new domestic manufacturing companies, says Finance Minister. Sensex rises more than 1,500 points. Prime Minister to embark on a 7-day visit to United States tonight. Will address mega diaspora event Howdy Modi in Houston on Sunday. Former Union Minister Swami Chinmayanand arrested in a rape case in Shahjahanpur, Uttar Pradesh. And Sai Praneeth crashes out of the men's singles quarterfinals of China Open Badminton tournament. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today said a new provision has been inserted in the Income Tax Act which allows any domestic company an option to pay income tax at the rate of 22% if they do not avail any exemption or incentive. It will be effective from the current financial year. Addressing media ahead of the 37th GST Council meeting in Goa today, she announced a reduction in corporate tax for domestic companies and domestic new manufacturing companies.
Any domestic company an option to pay income tax at the rate of 22%, subject to condition that they will not avail any exemptions or incentives. The effective tax rate for these companies shall be 25.17%, inclusive of all surcharges and cess. Also, such companies shall not be required to pay any minimum alternative tax.
Another new provision allows any new domestic company incorporated on or after 1st of October 2019 making fresh investment in manufacturing and commencing their production on or before 31st of March 2023 to pay income tax at the rate of only 15%. The Finance Minister has also announced the government's decision to expand the scope of 2% CSR spending. Meanwhile, the 37th GST Council meeting headed by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is underway in Panaji, Goa. Appreciating the efforts taken by the Finance Minister, Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal said that these announcements will give the necessary fillip to the economy. He said that the government have taken series of measures to boost the economy and today's measures are the largest one. The domestic equity benchmark BSE Sensex and the Nifty today skyrocketed after the announcement of the Finance Minister. The BSE Sensex was trading at 38,125 points, 2,045 points higher than the previous closing session, while the Nifty rose 603 points and trading at 11,309 points. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will embark on a 7-day visit to the United States tonight. During his visit, Mr. Modi will be in Houston and New York and address the United Nations General Assembly on the 27th of this month. Briefing reporters in New Delhi, Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale said the Prime Minister will address the Indian community on the 22nd of this month and President Donald Trump will also be there. On 24th of September, India will organize an event to commemorate the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi at the UN. Mr. Modi will be joined by the heads of some countries, including President of South Korea, Prime Ministers of Singapore, New Zealand, Bangladesh and Jamaica, as well as the UN Secretary General.
Our intention, therefore, in participating this year in all the plurilaterals is to showcase the progress that we have made in issues relating to climate change, universal health coverage, renewable energy, sanitation and so on, as well as to convey expectations from the other countries and to understand their aspirations in this regard. Prime Minister is also of the view that it is important to play the role that is expected of India in shaping the global agenda on many of these issues, both political and socio-economic.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate a 50-kilowatt Gandhi Solar Park and Gandhi Peace Garden during his visit. Indian ambassador to the United States, Harshvardhan Shringla, said India's engagement during the high-level United Nations General Assembly session will be action-oriented.
Our cooperation with the United States in the energy sector has increased significantly because of our interest in U.S. crude oil and LNG. We are also looking at technologies that help our own industry. And in that context, the Prime Minister will be meeting some of the top companies that represent the energy sector in the United States, and most of them are headquartered in Houston.
During the visit, Mr. Modi will also be honored with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation's Global Goalkeepers Award for his leadership in the field of sanitation through the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. As the Prime Minister sets out on his week-long visit to the USA, the focus is on expanding India-US trade, of which Houston is an important partner. Indo-American Chamber of Greater Houston has said that Prime Minister's visit would give a boost to trade ties between the two countries and encourage investment in India. A non-stop flight from Houston to Delhi is one of these expectations. Our correspondent has more.
India is the fourth largest trading partner of Houston after Brazil, China and Mexico. Houston-India trade has gone up by 82.2% this year. The total trade volume was worth $7.2 billion in 2018. In addition, Houston Customs District is the third busiest gateway for U.S.-India trade by sea and air. 33 Houston-based firms have 85 branches and subsidiaries across India, while 28 Indian companies have as many branches and subsidiaries in Houston. With an ongoing trade war between U.S. and China, India's vast market and energy needs, the Indian-American business community has high hopes that the Modi-Trump joint address at Howdy Modi can very well be the catalyst for the two economies. Atul Tiwari, AR News, Houston.
Texas India Forum, the organizers of Howdy Modi event, have said that the love and affection for Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his ability to get India moving onto a fast track have been the twin factors for hosting the event in Houston. The sentiments were shared by the spokesperson of the event, Gitesh Desai, in an exclusive interview to All India Radio News in Houston.
जब से इस हाउडी मोदी इवेंट की घोषणा हुई, उस दिन से ही माहौल बदल गया पूरे इंडियन अमेरिकन कम्युनिटी में, हमारे समाज के अंदर। और हमने जैसे रजिस्ट्रेशन शुरू किया, 3 हफ्तों के अंदर 50,000 लोगों ने रजिस्ट्रेशन कर दिया। नरेंद्र मोदी जी, प्रधानमंत्री जी की बहुत ही लोकप्रियता भारतीय समाज के लोग जो यहाँ बसे हुए हैं उनमें है, और उसके कारण इतना उत्साह भरा पड़ा है।
Meanwhile, Texas is facing the wrath of Hurricane Imelda, which has led to heavy rains and flash floods in its southern parts on Thursday. Over 1,000 people have been rescued in low-lying eastern Harris County. Bus and rail services, along with both airports of Houston, were disrupted due to rains. This is All India Radio, giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
बेटा, कहाँ चले?
मैं चला पार्क। वहाँ होंगे कॉलोनी के सारे बच्चे। हम सब मिलकर चलाएंगे स्वच्छता का अभियान। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा है
हम 2 अक्टूबर से पहले लगभग 2 सप्ताह तक देश भर में स्वच्छता ही सेवा अभियान चलाते हैं। इस बार यह 11 सितंबर से शुरू होगा। इस दौरान हम अपने अपने घरों से बाहर निकलकर श्रमदान के जरिए महात्मा गांधी को कार्यांजलि देंगे। पूरे देश में प्लास्टिक के खिलाफ एक नए जन आंदोलन की नींव रखेंगे।
स्वच्छता का ये अभियान चलाना है और सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक को हटाना है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Mongolian President Khaltmagin Batulga jointly unveiled a statue of Lord Buddha at the Gandhan Monastery in Ulaanbaatar through video conferencing from New Delhi today. Earlier, Mongolian President Khaltmagin Batulga today met Prime Minister Narendra Modi at his official residence at 7 Lok Kalyan Marg. Later in the day, Mr. Batulga will meet Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu. He will also participate in an India-Mongolia business forum in New Delhi. Mongolian President arrived in New Delhi yesterday on a 5-day state visit to India. This is the first state visit by a Mongolian president in the last 10 years. Indian envoy to the United Nations, Syed Akbaruddin has slammed Pakistan for raising Kashmir issue at the United Nations General Assembly. He was addressing a press conference in New York, which was live-streamed across the globe on Facebook. Mr. Akbaruddin asked Islamabad to shun terrorism and stop mainstreaming the hate speeches.
They may stoop low, we soar high. And what I've told you are examples of how we will soar higher. What they want to do is their call. We've seen them mainstream terrorism in the past, and what you're now telling me is they may want to mainstream hate speech. It's their call if they want to do that.
Former Union Minister Swami Chinmayanand has been arrested by the Special Investigation Team and local police in Shahjahanpur district in Uttar Pradesh this morning in a rape case. He was later produced in a local court which sent him to 14 days in judicial remand. A medical checkup of Chinmayanand was also done before producing him in court. A law student has accused Chinmayanand of rape and sexual harassment, and the special team formed by court is investigating the matter. Yesterday, the victim threatened to set herself on fire if Chinmayanand was not arrested immediately. She said that despite recording her testimony under Section 164, an investigation by the agencies for over 15 days, Chinmayanand had not been arrested. Last month, the student had released a video clip claiming that Swami Chinmayanand had harassed her. After the video went viral, the girl went missing and was traced to Rajasthan a week later. Later, she appeared before media and alleged that Chinmayanand raped her for a year. On to sports news. In China Open Badminton, Sai Praneeth lost to Indonesian 7th-seeded Antony Sinsuka Ginting in men's singles quarterfinals. World Championship bronze medalist Praneeth was the only Indian left in the fray. Earlier in the pre-quarterfinals last evening, the reigning world champion PV Sindhu and Parupalli Kashyap lost their matches. This is All India Radio giving you the news.
मम्मी, मैं तैयार हूँ बाजार जाने के लिए। आपने कपड़े का थैला रख लिया है ना? प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा है
इस 2 अक्टूबर को हम भारत को सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक, क्या इससे देश को मुक्ति दिला सकते हैं? मैं तो सभी दुकानदारों से आग्रह करूंगा, एक बोर्ड ये भी लगा दीजिए, कृपा करके हमसे प्लास्टिक की थैली की अपेक्षा न करें। आप अपने घर से कपड़े का थैला लेकर के आइए। जूट के थैले हो, कपड़े के थैले हो, मेरे किसान को मदद करेगा। गरीब विधवा माँ जो सिलाई करती होगी उसको मदद करेगा। यानी हमारा एक छोटा सा निर्णय भी सामान्य मानवी के जीवन में किस प्रकार से बदलाव ला सकता है, हम उस दिशा में काम करें।
क्या आपने रखा है अपने साथ कपड़े का थैला?
The Supreme Court today said that the court received the report from the Chief Justice of Jammu and Kashmir High Court, which does not support the claim of the petitioners who alleged that people are unable to access the High Court in the state. A bench headed by Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi said that the Supreme Court did not find any support for the statement of the petitioners in the report received from the Chief Justice of Jammu and Kashmir High Court. President Ramnath Kovind has given his assent for promulgation of the ordinance to ban e-cigarettes. The ordinance was approved by the Union Cabinet, which bans production, import, distribution and sale of electronic cigarettes. The Cabinet decided to ban e-cigarettes and similar products as they pose health risks to people, especially the youth. Speaking to All India Radio News, Dr. Karan Madan of Department Pulmonary Medicine in AIIMS, New Delhi said, recent studies have shown that e-cigarettes are not at all a safe alternative for tobacco.
So e-cigarettes, use of e-cigarettes is also called as vaping. It is a form of, we can consider a form of a drug abuse in which people think as a safe alternative to, tobacco, but they are not safe as recent studies have shown that there are various health effects of use of e-cigarettes. They have a lot of respiratory complications and long-term complications are also uncertain.
And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Corporate tax rate slashed to 22% for domestic companies and 15% for new domestic manufacturing companies, says Finance Minister. Sensex rises more than 1,500 points. Prime Minister to embark on a 7-day visit to United States tonight. Will address mega diaspora event Howdy Modi in Houston on Sunday. Former Union Minister Swami Chinmayanand arrested in a rape case in Shahjahanpur, Uttar Pradesh. And B. Sai Praneeth crashes out of the men's singles quarterfinals of China Open Badminton tournament. And with that, we end the midday news.